Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're really digging into this idea, this assumption that IT is, just purely functional. We're unpacking Borislava Tatchev's vision at Alqubit, where technology is seen as, well, an expression of art. And the real question, I think, is how does that kind of mindset, focusing on harmony and elegance, actually transform something like cloud security, and what's in it for your business? Now, the sources we looked at are pretty interesting. There's this intriguing narrative mentioned, something about a journey from a nuclear power plant. But her verified career, that's solid, 28 years in IT. What's striking, though, is how this idea of moving from, say, a superstructured world to being a creative entrepreneur, how that shapes the Alqubit brand. It seems to bridge the gap between, rigid technical needs and this fluid artistry, a real paradox at the heart of the business.
Exactly. And what's so fascinating, right, is how that story, whether it's literal or maybe more symbolic, really becomes part of the Alqubit brand's foundation. It's definitely a strategic philosophy. It feels authentic, and it shows that mixing disciplined tech skills with a creative eye isn't just, marketing fluff. It's actually a deep-seated competitive advantage for them.
A strong brand story, yeah. Okay, so let's tie that narrative back to her actual experience.
Yeah.
28 years in IT. How did that background, especially the sources called the toughest 5 years, how did that shape Alqubit's practical approach?
It's ethos. Right. That deep experience, it really underpins their whole philosophy. IT as an expression of art. It's fundamentally about blurring that line between just functional and, beautiful. Taking complex business needs and turning them into solutions that are elegant and efficient. Think of it like this, maybe. Standard IT builds a house just to code, right? Functional. Alqubit aims to design an architectural masterpiece that also meets code, but feels, alive, something you experience, not just use. And their core values, integrity, value co-creation, being realistic, minimalist, efficient, and seeing tech as art. They're not just words on a page, they feel like the actual blueprint.
Okay, I get the concept. But how does this artistic principle show up in their actual services? They talk about harmony and elegance for cloud solutions. How does that give a client a real edge? Is it faster? Cheaper? What's the practical difference compared to a setup that just, works but isn't elegant?
Good question. Let's take networking. A traditional approach might just focus on, say, speed and keeping it running, uptime. But this artistic approach considers the elegance of how data flows, designing network paths that aren't just fast, but are structured intuitively. They anticipate future needs, build a clean architecture. It minimizes those hidden failure points, makes scaling later much smoother, almost effortless.
Okay. So it's about future-proofing and resilience, too.
Exactly. And for cybersecurity, that simplicity and minimalism idea, it means stripping away unnecessary complexity behind the scenes. This makes systems more intuitive, often kind of invisible to the user, which is great, but technically it also reduces the attack surface. Security just becomes easier to manage, more robust. And with business resilience, that certainty and perfection isn't just about getting back online after a disaster. It's about designing systems so well, so flawlessly, that major outages become incredibly rare in the first place. Real peace of mind.
That sounds powerful. But I can imagine some people hearing IT as art and thinking, well, isn't that just clever marketing, a nice slogan? How does Alqubit convince potential clients that this artistic focus genuinely delivers, better technical results, not just something that looks nice?
That's a really crucial point. Because connecting it to the bigger picture, this approach is strategically very smart. It lets Alqubit step out of that crowded, commoditized market. They're not just selling IT services, they're offering a strategic partnership. And this artistic difference really clicks with clients who see technology as core to their brand identity.
So clients looking for something premium, something bespoke.
Precisely. It's more than just marketing. It feels like their secret sauce, a genuine advantage that makes them stand out. They deliver systems that aren't just functional, but are actually inspiring and incredibly reliable.
That distinction really sets them apart. And looking ahead, it seems they practice what they preach. They use professional film gear, audio setups, even AI for content. But, and this is the kicker, Borislava Tatchev personally applies her artistic intervention, touch, and fine-tuning. It's like this self-reinforcing loop, proving their unique value through their own operations. So, wrapping up our deep dive here, we've seen how Borislava Tatchev and Alqubit are sort of redefining IT, not just building it, but sculpting it. Turning technical necessity into a strategic edge by treating technology like a canvas, creating solutions that are robust, sure, but also elegant, intuitive, delivering real business benefits.
Yeah, and it definitely raises a broader question, doesn't it? If a field as structured as IT can be reimagined as art, Well, what other areas, what other traditionally functional or, rigid domains out there are just waiting for a similar kind of creative rethink? It pushes us to look for elegance where we might not expect it.
Final thought then, for you listening. Where in your own world, maybe professional or personal, in those areas you think are purely technical or systematic, where could you apply an artistic intervention touch? Could you create something truly exceptional, something transformative? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.